Just go down further.
So low. I can't get over it.
Whoa. Does it still get me?
No, there's no way.
Can you look real quick? Because I'll sit this low.
That might be the best podcast ever. Can't see him.
It's a relaxing episode.
It's a lowrider episode.
Kick your feet up. You can still recline. You have to pull the lever out. The recline is locked currently. I think you have to lean. You have to lean it forward and then pull. Yeah, there you go. It's so.
Call this episode.
Oh, okay. There we go.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 68 of the Slightly Serious Sign podcast. Today, we're joined by Judy as our special guest. We weren't expecting that as of about,
3 minutes ago.
2 minutes and 28 seconds ago. So, Judy, thanks for coming on.
Why didn't we expect it?
Well, we were just going to have Domingo on.
I thought it was going to be because she normally doesn't come to work.
Nice.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, we got
it's on the record.
Yep.
Hey, Mike, you
not
left
me.
your office, so I had to follow you.
Yeah, she wants to know exactly what you're doing.
She did get yelled at when she left my office. I said, hey, don't wander around. Keep your conversation short. People around here have work to do.
My job is to interrupt work.
Yeah. Director of Employee Morale.
Yep.
Find out what's going
Great
on.
job title.
Hey, I like it when Judy comes to work. She has good questions. She wants to know how you doing, how you feeling, what's good, what's bad, what can we change. That's awesome.
I love
Not with
Domingo.
you.
Hey, that's almost like
It's like, where's Mike? I don't know. He's driving somewhere.
that's almost like what we want to talk about today. So it's pretty good.
Another thing we should say about Judy wrote the quote on the board. So if you guys have been watching, we always have a quote behind Domingo there.
Yep,
And
I did.
I asked her to write, there's always a bigger fish. She started with TH and then she realized she has no idea how to spell there. Like she didn't know which there it was, so she just scribbled it.
Hey, better than being wrong, right?
Yeah.
Well, she's part doctor. You know, you just start looking at it and just start. How do they even know?
Speaking of which, Tyler's so Tyler's wife just became a doctor, right?
Yeah.
Or she got her doctorate.
She has a doctorate.
She has a doctorate
So
degree.
she's a doctor.
Did her handwriting change?
I don't know. I should ask her.
Yeah, how do
I think as soon as you get that doctor in front, you have to change your handwriting.
It's all scribbly.
yeah.
How do they even know what it is?
Just look a piece of paper and have them write it down.
They were laughing in the warehouse because I made this joke that my wife now has more letters after her name than I have in my name. So that's what I have going on for me. So I'm going to count, if I count the spaces at least. So that's what I have going on in my life. It's been a good time. But yeah, welcome, Judy, to the podcast.
Thanks.
You want to know what I have going on in my life right now?
No.
I think I told it.
Nobody cares.
My cat's mad at me right now.
Yeah, we know why.
Yeah.
So my cat used to ride the four-wheeler with me, and then we crashed one time where we tipped the four-wheeler over. Now she won't ride a four-wheeler anymore.
And she ran 300 yards.
She
to go
ran
back
300
home.
yards straight home. She wouldn't even let me drive her home.
No.
Well, yeah, because you took one life out of her. Now she's got eight left.
I got to get to
She
the
was
house. I
pretty
only have
close to
one
getting
left.
smoshed. I mean, it was.
Man.
She was blue eyes. Now she's black. She
Yeah.
got black eyes.
Yeah, she's been
They're
mad.
getting slightly darker.
Yeah, darker. Death.
That's funny. Okay, the other thing to mention, I got this sweet hat. Oh, I thought for sure I was going to tip something over there. I'm hoping the camera can see it. I actually can't see the screen from here. Oh, I'll put it over here too. So this is a Wilder hat. So Extreme Styling gave me this hat. I believe this is their brand. They showed me their sweet booth. I'll send the picture to Rick of the booth they made out of elf panel. It looks sweet. So the front and sides are all elf panel, and then the back is actually sign cup extrusion and flex face. And then they lit the display. It looks pretty sweet. But anyways, they gave me this hat. I wanted to give them a shout out. Thanks for giving me the hat. But the point of saying this is about how easy it is to get a shout out on the podcast. If you want one, you can send me literally anything. I don't even care. Just send it and we'll mention you on the podcast. That's how.
Description is, we got to be careful with that.
Just keep
They might be
sending
sending you something that you don't want.
I'm saying, yeah, as long as it's something relatively want. Hey,
Hello,
What are you doing?
podcast.
Just thought I'd check.
Judy.
That's my typical phone call during the podcast right there.
I wanted to shout out.
Just get it over with, right? Just get it out. Get it out of the way.
So, anyways, Extreme Styling, appreciate the hat. Now that we mentioned their name on the podcast, someone may pay them a visit. So if they do, I'll
expect a visit.
Yeah. Expect
a visit. Let us know how the visit goes.
To be paid. Yeah. We already talked about it though when we were there. So
make sure they don't get a hat. Don't give them a hat.
Yeah. I appreciate it. So anyways, appreciate that. And so Domingo, this was your idea for the podcast. So hopefully it goes smoothly, but we kind of want to talk about kind of what's going on in the industry right now and some of the, what's the word you used for it?
Challenges.
Wish we'd written it on the top. That would have made.
I said challenges in our industry. What are some of the challenges that, well, we're hearing it a lot from sales reps, from vendors, from all over, some of the challenges that they're running, not just because of tariffs, but we're talking about businesses that they used to do business with that are no longer there. We're talking about distributors that it's been consolidated. And now I'm starting to get a lot of questions of, do you have this product? When I don't even know the company. So I'm getting a lot of more phone calls and emails of people that are reaching out to us to say, do you carry this so that I can buy it from you? And then when I was talking with Tyler, he was mentioning that we're starting to ship more products out of our region. Instead of delivering like we normally do, we're getting a lot of customers that just want the product. They do not want to buy from this source. They are looking for other sources and other distributors that will, one, take care of them, two, understand the industry, and three, possibility of growth. I mean, we talk about growing, and we can't say things on this podcast just yet, but we have a lot of good things that are going to happen, even with new partnerships with different type of manufacturers of machines. So hopefully we'll have another podcast to say, here's all the wonderful things that are happening at Wensco, and here's the new branches that are opening up, and so on and so on. So I wanted to have this podcast to say, what are some of the challenges that you might be seeing, or even as an owner's perspective, what are some of those challenges that you might be seeing out in the industry or hearing?
So the shippables, or the things that we're shipping out of our territory, are they like just UPSable items or
everything?
So it's a little bit of both. So the one I had last week was actually, I don't think we shipped it yet, is what it sounds like. But we had a customer completely out of our territory looking at Alpha Panel is actually what it was. And what I was telling them was like, well, I can't send you like one, right? It's not going to work. The freight you're going to pay is going to be the same as the sheet is. But I mean, if you're using enough of it, right, then at some point skid quantities become doable with freight in there. And it all just comes down to two things. One is either they absolutely don't want to do business with the only option they currently have, or two, the other option, they're already paying a ridiculous freight bill from the other company, which is what we've seen in some of like the more rural areas. Even though they have a quote unquote delivery, the delivery fee is so high that they're like, well, I might as well just look at getting it shipped in. What difference does it make if I'm going to pay the FedEx freight bill, or I'm going to pay this astronomical delivery bill by whoever I'm buying from now? So yeah, there's that stuff, but then obviously vinyl and all that kind of stuff.
But where is that skid going to go?
The one I quoted is in Kansas, but we have gotten some other requests from Missouri specifically.
St. Louis, I'll say it. St. Louis area,
Missouri. Had somebody reach out, and quite a few in Texas right now too. Obviously, with what's going on, there's a bit of a gap there. And maybe both options, they don't necessarily like the two options that they had. I mean, Texas is huge, right? So although there's a few distributors already in Texas, some of those areas are still pretty hard to get to. So they may still actually only have one option. And so a lot of people reaching out. I've seen way more of the completed G2G signs, right? So that you don't touch it, they make it and send it out to you. We've gotten a few of those shipped out to areas that we typically wouldn't do business with, a lot in the Fast Signs franchise. So
there's a lot of you're seeing it, a lot of LEDs, a lot of customers that are buying a different brand that they can't get anymore. They're reaching out to us to see what kind of brands we have. And, we're looking at possibly, bringing on some other stuff that may fit that gap that they need, hopefully. But, there's some challenge. That's what I mean by challenges, that there's just a lot of products that they don't have access to. And so they're reaching out to us to see what is competitive enough, or what can I get that you guys carry that I no longer can get, which is fantastic. I mean, we like that, but there are certain areas that we believe in that delivery model, but I think it's expanding into more than what we want, and which is a good thing. Growth is going to happen. So we don't want to turn customers away, but we want to get them a competitive product that they can use. So what's the next question?
So the one that I seem to be running into from mostly not our customers, but people that are kind of newer to us, is service is always one of the big questions I get. And I'm talking about this from the machine aspect of things. But even with kind of what we have going on. So the thing lately is a lot of the current machine manufacturers are relying on one group to service everything, basically.
Bell and Howell.
Correct. Mm-hmm. And so this isn't any shade on Bell and Howell, right? Because I think the point I'm trying to make here is that they're putting a lot of the kind of the promise of repair on Bell and Howell. And I think Bell and Howell just keeps saying like, yep, just keeps adding on machines and machines and machines and machines. And sometimes that tech may not be super familiar with that type of machine, right? I mean, we have a specific tech for the Muto flatbeds versus their eco solvents, because those machines are very different from the repair aspect. So we run to customers that when they're looking to buy from us, or they're looking even just to move service, right? They're like, I bought it from another dealer, but I'm not getting service. Can you guys service it? And it's like, well, that's very difficult, right? That's not really how it's set up with them. But they're running in a situation where it's like, yeah, Bell and Howell's been out here 2, 3, 4 times now, and we have the same issue that we had before. Nothing's changed, right? And it's just how that works, right? They may not know the issue, and because they don't deal with the same machines every day, like it's going to be very difficult for them to figure it out. But I think that's what our job is. And I think instead of the other distributors taking on that role, I think they're just like, oh yeah, great. You guys can service them. Perfect. Let's just do that forever. And now I think too many of them have gone that direction. And now it's like we're too far gone. Like we can't take it back.
I got a phone call the other day from a customer, that old Gerber customer, but he had a printer that went down.
You didn't have to say old when you talk about Gerber. We already knew he was probably old.
Well, his printer went down, and what does he do? He doesn't call them. He calls me. And the first thing I say is that, this machine, we don't sell it. I mean, I'll help you as much as I can, but we don't really sell it. And he goes, well, they've already sent 2 different Bell and Howell techs out here. And now they're going to send a third one because they don't know. He's got to go do something else. And it's like, you don't get that same technician every time that something goes wrong. They bring another guy in, and he's got to start from square one.
Yeah.
And I explained to him, there's certain things that everybody looks at. So I gave him some tips. Sure enough, got it running. So the guy's like, why didn't they do that? I go, I don't know. That's what I would have done. But again, you're up and running. Make sure that it runs. But maintenance is key. If you don't do the maintenance, that's going to cause the issues.
Yeah, but even the maintenance, I mean, you're putting it on them to be like, hey, did you do the maintenance? And then sometimes the question is like, what maintenance? Like nobody told me anything. Like this machine just showed up here and they set it up and turned it on. Excuse me.
Sorry, dude.
Luckily, I don't know if the mic can catch it because you're so far down there. That's probably not.
This is my relaxing. If you can see the camera, this is my relaxing day.
Every time I look over, I'm expecting you to be up here, and you're just down. You're a lot lower.
I'm just trying to relax a little bit.
Good for you. Yeah, I think it's like they keep putting more and more pressure on Bell and Howell to do it versus realizing that like, hey, this isn't going to work, and looking for a solution. Everyone's just like, well, this is what it is, right? Like we can't do anything about it. But
so how many brands use Bell and Howell?
Quite a bit.
All of them.
Quite a bit. A lot of laminators, a lot of printers, a lot. They do a lot.
Even Roland does.
Almost all the printer manufacturers that I know of at least do some work through Bell and Howell. I mean,
so then why do we do service?
Yeah, that's the question, right? Is is what's
Control.
the benefit, right? But that is the benefit, right?
That's the selling point, right? That's why when sometimes we're in a competitive situation, okay, go with them, see how it goes for you.
Yeah, because
then they usually regret it, and then they keep calling us, and we keep saying, no, you made your decision. And then we loan them a machine for about the same price, the difference in the machine.
Yep.
We call it even.
Hey, you know what?
So do they go through the training that we put our people through?
Yeah.
I feel like we invest a lot in techs training and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, they do, but your problem is like, so on our side, right? Our techs are servicing, on the roll-to-roll side, it's really 2 types, right? We sell more than 2, but in terms of the ones we service, it's really only 2. So there's not a lot in that portfolio that you need to be familiar with, right? Obviously, when they come out with new ones, we got to be familiar with it, but it's not that many machines overall, right? Versus Bell and Howell has to be familiar with, 15 different machines at any given time.
It's not even that they have to be 15 different machines. It's 15 different processes too.
Yeah, 100%.
Like there's a completely different process with Muto than there is with Roland, than there is with Epson, than there is with HP when it comes to service. So they have to know all the processes too, which sometimes that takes a long time.
And even like with our group of techs, right? With the portfolio that we have, it would be so unlikely that we ran into an issue that one of them hasn't seen before, right? Versus Bell and Howell I think their network is so big that it's not like ours, right? Where someone will be like, hey, I ran into an issue I've never seen before, right? And they can just send that to the other techs, and somebody will be like, oh, yep, we ran into that. It's this, like do this and it will probably work. And then voila, there it goes. But I don't think it works. It doesn't seem like it works that way, at least based on when I talk to the customers and they're like, yeah, the second tech came out and he did all the same things the first tech did. And then he went further. Like it's almost like the information doesn't get spread out. And I think it's just how that works. Like, I don't think it's anything on them. I think just the pressure from manufacturers of machines and equipment has been pushed so far that way. And now we're just accepting it, I guess.
I think the biggest issue that we're trying to bring up is that customers are basically at a loss.
Yeah.
When a printer goes down and they don't have a backup, and now you got to wait for a tech from Bell and Howell to come out, that could be 2 days, 48 hours. It could be 72. You don't know. And then they got to get parts. They got to get pieces. Most of our techs have pieces with them.
Yeah.
So the common parts that go bad, but I think that it's the customer that's going to hurt. And this all new changing of this competitor saying that they're going to service all the United States. I'll tell you what, they're going to have some issues.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
Sorry to interrupt you guys, but I just want to take a minute to talk about Nakusa, the name behind R-Tape. R-Tape's the #1 application tape out there, but they are more than just tape now. Nakusa has a full range of products out there. Their new one is called NextBond. This is a UV cured adhesive. Why does that matter? It's an eco-friendly and durable option, but comparable to most of the eco-friendly options, this is a cost-effective product. So if you're looking for an eco-friendly product or a durable product or just in general a good vinyl, NextBond is going to be the one for you. This is available at wensco.com as well as all of their other products. So check it out at Wensco or reach out if you have any questions. Oh, and don't forget to use your Nakusa bucks. Have you heard about Metamark? Metamark is a company that sells premium graphic solutions for commercial and fleet signage. So whether that's walls or it's vehicles or it's tables or doors, we loved it so much we put it all over the podcast studio. So you can check it out on our videos or at wensco.com.
Yeah, I think the difference is even Bell and Howell and us is it's a lot of times it's the same. We're familiar with that machine. Like we're familiar with that person's machine. So when we're going out to fix the same lady's machine, a year later, number one, we already know she didn't do it her maintenance. We already know okay, we know what we have to fix. We've already.
Why is it a she?
Well, I was just the most recent one. Was a she
example.
Because guys do maintenance.
No, they don't. I can tell you, I know a lot of guys in the industry that don't do it.
Also, if you're listening to this and you happen to own any newer equipment, just know that they track all of that now.
Yeah, which is great.
So,
yes,
they have
if we
proof.
show up and you're like, I've been doing it every week, we can check that.
We can print
it's physically checkable.
We can print it and show you that the answer was no when we ask if you're doing your maintenance.
How many times do you do the manual maintenance? Every week. This says one time.
Yep.
Well, hold on. I did it, but we got a new guy and he hasn't been doing that.
Like, oh, I did it the one time, the first time. So just
With the
heads
tech.
up. Okay.
That's kind of like the dentist when the dentist asked me, have you been flossing? No, I think the last time I flossed, you did it.
That's a good point.
It's usually, yes, I've been flossing. Oh, every time. Yeah, at least for the last, 4 days, just thinking about this appointment.
Yeah. Why isn't that when you have a dentist appointment, you start brushing your teeth harder? It's like,
You're like really
They're
thinking
like,
about it too. You're like, this isn't going to be good. This is not going to work out.
I mean, I equivalent it to like when I went into my cancer surgery with sunburn.
Yeah.
I do the same thing at the dentist. It's their job to clean them up.
You're not normal.
Yeah, not a recommendation. So anyways, that was one of them. The other one that we're running into that we kind of already brought up too, that seems to be turning into more and more of an issue is just the way that freight works in general, right? So with what you were talking about where delivery is getting far and far away from a normal way that people get their product if they're not ordering it from Wensco here locally, right? We'll deliver it. But a lot of these customers are dealing with the only option they have is to have it shipped in. And the stuff that we have in our industry is just not meant to be shipped, right? Like I'd love to put the blame on some of these other companies that everyone, if you were listening to this, you probably are familiar with the company I was going to mention there, but I won't mention their name, but who is just known for their boxes just showing up absolutely destroyed all the time. I don't think they're out there destroying their boxes before the FedEx truck picks them up, but
or UPS.
the way, yeah. Well, FedEx.
Oh, hold on. We're not trying to throw anybody under the bus here.
So I'm saying FedEx, I don't think they're destroying them before FedEx or UPS picks them up. I think it's just the nature of these rolls are 60 pounds, 64 inches long, and the drivers absolutely do not want to deal with them, right? They're not part of their normal packages, and they're definitely not being careful with them. But if we keep getting less and less distribution locations, which is kind of what's happening across the board, then the only option people are going to have for some of these locations is to ship it in. And it's just not a good solution for our industry currently. So as much as I feel like the last, 3-4 years has been like new locations for everyone, the last 24 months has been the opposite, where it's like, hey, let's get as small as we can and still make this work, is what it feels like's happening. And where they suffer is all the things we already mentioned. But freight, I think, is a huge one right now, where it's just like getting damaged product, right? So it's like, oh, I can get it to you in 2 days, and then it shows up damaged. And then you're playing the game in your head like, okay, do I do this job? Am I late on this job? Or do I reach out and say, hey, this roll showed up damaged. Can you send me a new one and deal with that whole process, right? And I think most people are just suffering with it and complaining about it on Facebook for the most part.
If you don't get your job done, then how does that hurt it hurts your reputation as a company?
Yeah.
I'm going to get it done during these times, but yet I get a damaged roll. Now I got to wait for another roll. When's that going to take? And I promised this guy on this date. Yeah, it's just a trickle effect. So
is the second roll going to be damaged too?
Don't know.
Yeah, probably. I think that's why they're not returning them. Yeah, it's just the nature of the stuff we ship. Like these rolls are they don't ship well, right? Even in regular transport, like when we do the wrap class, I'm just setting up for them. Like me just bringing, like if I have basically the box and I'll bring it to 6 open houses, meaning we'll load out a van, unload it, load it. By the time I get to that 6th open house, that box is absolutely destroyed. And all I've done is
not in the box.
Yeah. All I've done is put it on the van and take it off the van. Like we're not doing anything with it. It just like, they're not meant to be handled multiple times. And that's kind of what happens. They're coming in. A lot of times they're not even ordering in skid quantity, right? So they're coming in from UPS or FedEx to the distribution center. They're going on the shelf. Then they're coming off the shelf, going back on a UPS or FedEx truck, and then going to the customer. And by the time they've been handled that many times, like the flaps in the box just don't work anymore. They're just open. The ends are taped closed. Like it's just feel like it's how our industry will survive. Like I don't think it's going to work long term that way. That's just my opinion.
Well, not unless you repackage it correctly, with heavier box and more cost.
Yeah.
So
that's something I at least noticed. The other one that you brought up that we're seeing a lot more of is the whole route of cheaper. Everything across the board is just getting cheaper and cheaper. And at some point, I think we're realizing maybe we went too far in that direction, right? Where it's like, okay, we can get it to the price point that you want it to, but is that actually at any longer the product that you actually need?
Well, the point that I was trying to make is that people always want cheap, right? They want a cheaper product. We do it now. We go on Amazon, we go wherever to find it as cheap as we want. But is that really what you really need? And what I mean by that is there could be failure on this cheap product. So a company buys this roll at a cheaper roll price, does the job, 6 months, 3 months later, it fails. Now they have to redo it. They can't get the product. It's a different product now, or it changed. Now they're putting more money into that job than they originally should have. So that's what I mean by challenges of customers that want cheap. Should not look for cheap. Look for your longevity of your job to try to make sure that that's the right product so there is no failure. And right now we have customers that are sending us stuff back that's failed. They should have never bought that in the first place, but yet they bought it because they compared it with another distributor at a cheaper price, and now they're paying for it.
Yeah. You wonder if they live their lives that way. I always look at it when like, oh, I got to have it cheap. Okay, when you go to you need 2 new pillows. Do you walk down the line, find the $2 ones? Like,
if you get
do you live your life that way?
If you get enough of them, they could be pretty comfy.
Yeah, you like 6 $2 ones.
Instead of one,
and the same
instead
thing.
of one $6 one. Yeah.
Those are the people that buy the cereal in the bag. I guarantee it.
It's the same cereal.
Yeah, they buy the unbranded stuff in the bag. Same people.
It starts getting real stale by the time you get to the end, though. But yeah, no, it's just that stuff where it's like, if the conversation always starts with cheaper, like, yeah, I can find you the cheapest available option out there. Like, if that's what you want from us, sure. Like,
I don't want to do that. I don't want to carry the cheap products because I don't want all the claims and all the work that causes us in the long run.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a person that does nothing but claims. And yes, they could be warranty claims and everything else. But I mean, if we're getting claims on an item, I don't want that product.
Yeah.
Well, we've always decided, or I kind of decided with Mike, that we should always have a best, good, and, a lower economy product. And the problem is that these people are looking for that economy product, and it's just like it's not the right choice for you, really.
Yep. And there's times you got to tell them, like, you just want white, cheap, and sticky, we got it, but we're not going to guarantee any part of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's a very specific, that product should be used for something very specific, right? Like, I even think about, like, in 3M's portfolio, like, how many tiers there are on their wrap film, right? Like, even sometimes someone will be like, hey, do you guys carry, and they'll give me an IJ number code that I'd be like, probably. I don't know.
We can get it.
That's new to me.
It's
just like, there's so many of them because 3M is saying, like, hey, there's a film for every application here, right? And you may not need the highest end on here, but maybe this one will work. But the problem is when they're looking at this price and be like, oh, they see a picture and it's like, oh, this is a wrap material, and they're buying something closer to the economy side of things and then using it in a way that they shouldn't be using it at all. And then they reach out to us and they're like, hey, this didn't work the way it was supposed to. I think it's defective. And you'd be like, it should have never gone that way in the first place.
Countered, monomeric. Yeah, that's cheap.
I did really struggle to get it around the bumper. Yeah. I bet you did.
I can do it. You give me some heat, I'll get it around there.
Yeah, right. Heat and mash. It'll work. But it just, and to add to this, there's way less reps on the road than there ever has been historically in our industry, right? There's way more inside reps. There's way more people that are not out on the road traveling than there ever has been. So the information that's going out there is just less and less and less. So when a customer is looking for something, sometimes they're just looking on the web, right? And they're just like, oh, this is a 2 mil cast product. Perfect. That's what I need. Let me put it on my van, right? And sure, some of them might work, but a lot of them are not. They're just not made to do that now. And now there's so many available products out there that I think there's so much confusion. And rather than asking somebody, they don't know who to ask because they don't have a rep. No one's ever reached out to them. When they call, whoever they call, customer service may have no idea what they're even looking for in the first place. And so that's kind of been our push on the podcast. We've been talking about it for forever, but also with like our reps, right? It's like, hey, you need to be like, when someone has a question, Like I've been hounding on one of our reps specifically. I won't call him out on the podcast, but because one of his customers sends me like a contact us form like every week. And I keep telling him, I said, I'm going to start returning these in. Okay. If I have to keep answering your customers' questions, okay, this is not my job. Okay. You know who they are. So to be fair, they are well aware who the rep is. And I don't know, for whatever reason, they just like to use the contact us form. But the point is, if you have a question, you should just know who to ask. Like your rep should be the first person on your mind. Where it's
you
like,
always want to reach out to your
perfect.
rep.
Let me call my rep, or let me email my rep, or let me text my rep.
Maybe they don't like their rep.
Could be.
Could be. But we have other reps. We have other people that can answer those questions.
You can always, at least me, I can always tell a good rep by how many times their customer calls customer service. Like if they have an issue, if they call customer service, then you're not a good enough rep yet because they should have called you first. And we have some reps here that their customers never call customer service. They call the rep first.
Yeah.
So,
but you also have the thing, if you have a good rep, you're calling customer service to order or ordering on the web, and the rep's not taking the orders.
Yeah. For sure. Like when Horvath tries to get me to put an order in, you can stick it, buddy. You can call customer service. I'm not an order taker.
You need to be nice.
We have a couple of customers that like to call me and try to place an order. I'm not an order taker. I ain't taking an order.
Or you could just send it to sales@wensco.com. I mean, we get a lot of questions all the time. And it's not even sales related. You're
supposed to do the hand motion.
Sales@wensco.com.
Thank you. It looks really.
It doesn't matter. We'll reroute it to. I mean, I've gotten questions. Get routed to the right person or right.
Yeah.
Your rep or whoever.
They get answered. That sales@wensco.com gets answered fast too. I'm on that email too, so they get answered fast. Yeah. Really fast, actually.
By the way, Mike.
Yeah.
Your job is to do anything for a customer.
No, customer's not always right with me.
Just specific ones.
Yeah, I don't care about them.
Some of them
you know how easier our job would be if we didn't have customers?
Yeah, we wouldn't be in business.
Or employees.
If we didn't have to talk
if we got
to
rid
them.
of all the customers and the employees, this job would be cake.
You know how easy it is to just put rolls on a van and just drop them off? It's the easy part. We could do that all day. So if you are a customer and you never have any questions or complaints, go to wensco.com, place your orders.
That's perfect. We should put that slogan up.
You want me to write it on the board?
No, I don't want to have to spell it for you.
Oh, no.
What's your next question? Do you even have another one?
Okay, so you know the familiar thing where you said you didn't know how to spell it? Now the problem is I can't read what Domingo wrote on this paper, so...
Oh, that's my paper?
Yeah, I didn't write any more notes. Okay. I just used yours.
All right, Domingo, what you got?
Let's see what we got here.
We're real professional in this one.
Let's see.
I made a joke that the only notes I had were I didn't write anything down, actually. Judy has to call you.
Where you at?
Yeah, are you busy?
Private label inconsistencies.
Oh, yeah. So what we're seeing, especially, this is specifically in the cast product category. So a lot of the private label that's out there in cast, so wrap material that's out there is just one. Sometimes you'll order a roll and the next roll you get is not even going to be the same roll that you ordered 2 months prior. Like they're changing it so fast because the only thing that matters on private label, for the most part, from other people, I would say, but I mean, for us, it's important too, is cost, right? Mm-hmm. So if I currently have a cast private label and I'm any of the distributors, and then someone comes in and it's relatively the same quality, but it's cheaper, I'm probably more likely to just swap it out. But the problem is they're not going to change the product number, right? So you're going to order blank cast and you're going to get a film that's not the same one that you installed before. So two things. One, it's going to install differently probably. And two, the warranty is probably not even remotely close to the same. And it's not going to install the same. And the white point is also probably not the same. So if you're going to print this roll and patch a job using a private label, it's not even going to look the same side by side because they're not going to print the same. They're not going to install the same. And the colors aren't going to be the same on the product.
We don't do that.
Well, we don't have a cast. So
we don't have any cast.
No, I'm talking on any private label.
Correct.
We might switch once in a while, but not very often.
Yeah,
Usually
not
it's a
very
run
often.
out.
But it's tested before we do it.
Oh, it's definitely tested.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
But they're probably testing it. They're just changing brands.
Yeah.
Because now this brand
'Cause
came
they
in
can get it
cheaper.
cheaper.
Now this brand came in cheaper. So like, and we can touch them and tell you what brands a lot of that stuff is.
Yeah.
I mean, we know every brand.
I mean, a lot of people don't really realize what's in a product, and what I mean by that is you have different types of adhesives. I mean, you have acrylic adhesives. There's so many gray adhesive. There's so many different things. Do you want to block out? Oh, well, this one's darker. When you talk about white point, well, guess what? It's probably gray adhesive for a blockout. You know, just a lot of different things and changes when it comes to what you used to get. And that's my point that I was trying to bring up is that, you know, now that this whole ordeal with different products need to come from different areas, everybody's sourcing things differently now.
Yeah, especially
so
now.
that A product is not really an A. It's almost like a B product. If you really look at the spec sheets or whatever they are, well, I was getting 2 mil. Now this is 2.2 mil.
Yeah.
You got to start looking at some of those differences. And that's what I'm trying to tell people out there, that the A product that you were getting is not, it might not be the same anymore.
Yeah. I mean, and even you think about like a good example is like the van that we just pulled in, right? So we wrapped it for whatever, say we'd wrapped it with Alpha Cast, which we don't even have, but say we did.
It's
hit a deer.
Oops. Did I say that out loud? What?
The
Say
mango.
what? Say something.
Oh, that's on a different episode. Sorry. Bleep that out, Rick.
That's all I had to say. This is only input. But say we did wrap with that, right? And the manufacturer just kind of goes away, right? Which is a possibility on some of the options that some of the other distributors are using. Well, when we go and, hit a deer with that van, which happened.
It happened.
And they had to replace the whole panel, we got to go back and wrap it, right? And if I was to print that and I used 2 different materials, or even some of them that's the same material, and just the material or the actual makeup and manufacturing of it is so different that it's become a totally different product once it gets printed. When I put those side by side, you're going to notice the shift from one blue to the next blue on that panel. And I think people are using it knowing that, oh, okay, yeah, if I have to come back and print it, that may be an issue, and just being okay with it versus just
no, they're not thinking that
at all.
No, they're probably saying, no, I'm going to print it, and that's just the way it is. Yeah. Sorry, customer, that's just the way it is.
I'll never have to do it again.
Yeah, probably. I think your big point is that white point, because I think
printability. I mean, they all print now.
Yeah.
Remember the days when like you had to bring it in? Oh, I don't know if it's going to print.
Yeah.
Now they all print, but you can put all the different rolls in, same profile, same everything. You're going to have all different blues.
Yeah,
oh,
100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we literally just did it. I just printed 2 rolls, and obviously they won't go side by side, but it's 2 different materials, and the colors are completely different from one to the other, right? Where it's even when I just sat them down, I immediately was like, oh yeah, these are obviously not the same. And this is on the same printer, like you said, same printer, same profile, same day. I printed them same day, still different colors.
I think you got to also bring up lot number too, because sometimes that batch that they made has a different lot number than what the second one came in. That could come into play where it's going to shift that color a little bit too. So a lot of things that come in.
This might be a good time to just bring this up. Our Alpha Panel Black that we have, we're not switching manufacturers, but it may have a different masking on it when it shows up next. They screwed up the masking and they said, will it still work? I said, yes. So Alpha Panel Black, you will know where it's coming from the next order.
If you order it.
If you order Alpha Panel Black,
do you remember
next month, you'll know exactly where it's coming from.
Do you remember the first time we got
no way
the Alpha Panel Black and we thought it came unmasked because it turns out that the print is translucent and it was black ink, and nobody thought, hey, should we ask them if they want to switch the print? Nobody said anything. And we got them and we're like, do they forget to mask them? And they're like, oh no, they're masked. And then you peel it off and you can see it says Alpha Panel.
Well, there's some black panel. There's some things like that. Like, is it really a secret? Does it really even matter where Alpha Panel Black comes from? You can figure it out. I mean, we get all our ACM from the same place.
Well, when we sat in that meeting and at MSA, and 3 people in a row got up and said, hey, we now get our ACM in Texas. And then the next person said, hey, we now get our ACM manufactured in Texas. And 3 people do that in a row, and you do one quick Google search and realize that there's actually only one person manufacturing in Texas. So theoretically, we might all be ordering from the same place.
So technically, our Alpha Panel Black may say AmeriCorps. the next time it shows up.
Hey, it's American.
It was made in America. Alpha Panel Black, made in America.
We did it. So,
but it'll go back to Alpha Panel after this 800 sheets.
after a couple skids,
It's 800
we
sheets.
might have messed it up.
So,
Well, we might have one customer that wants all of them.
yeah.
There is going to be one person that's like, I got a different product. And you'd be like, oh,
No,
yeah,
it's just,
sorry.
you will
it's
get
the
a
same.
customer that says this is not the same product. I'm like,
I tried it. It doesn't work.
yeah, it doesn't
You know,
work. And I'm like, no, it's the exact same product. They just,
You know how
Forgot
many
to change the
times this
masking.
happens on alpha products where somebody's like,
for some
hey, I
reason.
don't like this product. Can I get a different one? And then you just give them
The same one.
the brand alternative. They're like, this product works awesome. You're like, oh, I'm really glad to hear it.
Yeah.
back when,
Alpha tape.
Don't tell our secret.
sometimes happens.
I definitely did it multiple times on calendared product, like cut vinyl. Be like, someone would order red and then be like, oh, I don't like this one. Can I get a different one? Be like, yeah, here's a different one. Be like, oh, this one works great. Be like, oh, I'm glad to hear it.
Back when Fowler's used to have like local offices, they would
When they used
the
to.
trucks used to stop here, then go there,
Yeah.
and like the skid behind it would be like half of one brand, and then all their private label. Obviously, it came from the exact same factory. They're all on the same skid. They're all
Stop.
facing towards me. Like, oh, I wonder where that vinyl they got comes from.
And they still lied about it, even with picture proof. Didn't
Yep.
matter. So, anyways, doing it. What else did you have on your paper?
Looks like we covered a lot of them, and the only thing that I want to bring back up is we brought it up earlier that we have a lot of customers asking about products. If you're using a product right now that you cannot see in our website, please reach out to your sales rep so that we could take a look and see if this is something that we could help out and bring in. But again, we would like to. I think, Mike, can you explain the stocking procedures of what we have at our warehouses so that customers understand that we need to sell at least 3 times a month so that they understand that that's a stockable product. We have an A class, B class products that we want to stock, but if there's certain things that we don't stock, we would rather drop ship them. But as soon as it starts to sell, it triggers our system. Why am I explaining this?
Yes, I got it. So
I like it. You asked him, hey,
Good
would you like
job,
to
there you
explain
go.
it? And then
Yeah, here I am explaining like usual.
Yeah. Hey, can you explain me how this
Remember when you
works?
did that?
So, like when
didn't he do that to Graph Tech?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, I
we,
could
we
answer
finally asked
anything.
Gary a question. He said, Domingo, you want to take this?
like, yeah, Gary asked
You know,
him
like
if he
this
wanted
Lego, I could. No, never mind.
He wanted to try to make you look good, but didn't think it would happen, so he just went into it
that's nice,
himself.
Judy.
Yeah, I
to-
kind of
See
get
that?
that.
Too nervous.
Yep.
You wouldn't know the answer.
You're looking too low. I'm hiring you, and that's why.
I'm just relaxed.
Yeah,
just
look-
relaxed.
You're looking down.
I
on
was
him.
looking down.
So our inventory is all automated for the most part.
Well, we don't want to
there's-
give all our
there's-
secrets, but
There's a human factor in it, but we set parameters up. If it's ordered so many times per month with 2 months in a row, it's marked stockable. It brings it in. It has all the factors in it, so it knows how often you buy it, what the amount of freight we want to have, or how many we want on a skid. It basically takes all the parameters and then it's looking at usage. So if we don't have it in stock, one of two things happen. One, people are not ordering it enough, or it's just or someone had a bigger buy than normal.
right.
And most of the time when something's not in stock, it's we have A, B, C, D class. Everybody has its own thing. It's usually the B to C class because we only sell 2 a month, right? And then all of a sudden someone buys one, the third person wants to buy another one. So that's the times we run out. But other than that, A class almost always in stock. It's basically saying put 14 days or whatever it is of safety stock in. So it's pretty automated. It's pretty good. I think we have a pretty good formula. We obviously have mistakes here and there where we all of a sudden will find them. You know, and hey, this week we bought 300, went to 0, bought 300, went to 0, bought 300, went to 0. And we found out our review cycle's marked at like 3.5 years. So it's stuff like that where just someone mistyped when we're putting in the formula. Right. So, but yeah, if you continually buy it without us actually changing it, the computer system grabs it and puts it in stock automatically. So if you're buying it 3 times a month, it's automatically going to stock however many it thinks that we need to buy in that time.
Yeah, and that's the point that I was trying to bring up, because there's certain customers that want a full skid of a certain acrylic of some sort, blue or whatever it may be, that we don't stock. they think that's going to be in stock all the time. No, that's not how it works. We just need to make sure that you're buying on a consistent basis so that it triggers that.
Yep. And then and we can override the system and then the system will override itself too. So, hey, can you stock 10 of these on the shelf? Yeah, we'll stock 10. If you start using more than 10, the system will grab it. If in 3 months or 6 months we review it and you haven't bought 10, then we'll adjust it. We'll probably give you a phone call first and then we'll adjust it.
Yeah.
So
And that's by branch.
that's by branch.
Yep. And and so you think about like the reasoning behind that. So someone's like, okay, if I bought a skid, why wouldn't you start stocking it? And sometimes you run into an issue where it's just one specific job, right? It's like, oh, we did this very specific project that needed this blue or green or red or orange acrylic, right? And then, but once they're done, like, it's not like you're going to be like, oh yeah, I need one more, like randomly. It's going to be very specific. So that's why it's set up the reason it is. Like, it's not based on volume. It's based on actual quantity of orders going in. So
the downside to the way we do it, and then the upside to using a hub is CD items. So like neon glass right now. If everybody sells a case of neon glass, 7 branches every month, everybody sells 1 case per month, it'll never say bring it in stock at any location. So that's when we have to override the system. We're like, we have to treat this as one location. We treat these products as one location. That's why you'll see, like, when you go on our website and you'll see a whole bunch of stock is either in Grand Rapids or a whole bunch of stock is in Chicago. It's because every branch by itself doesn't buy enough. But together, we all buy enough for that product. So when you see that and we have to transfer it, that is the reason why, is because certain items we treat as one branch, just because each branch wouldn't stock it.
yeah, and sometimes it is, and sometimes that thing you're talking about is also just very item specific, right? Like I needed a specific roll of something the other week, and Chicago had like 24 of them and nobody else had any. And I was like, that seems odd. But then I went and looked, Chicago's the only one buying them. So I was like, well, there you go. All right, that makes sense. So sometimes if you're like, why is all the stock, elsewhere? That's the only place that we're selling it right now, right? That doesn't mean we can't get it to you. I mean, you brought up Horvath earlier. Like, he just reached out randomly and was like, hey, I need to start using this Avery part number that I'd also, same as 3M thing earlier. No idea. Never heard of it before. I was like, no idea, but sure, if you want it, we'll put one on the shelf. And then he starts using it, right? Like it's that easy where it's like, hey, I know I'm going to use this product and I need it. So it's like, 1, get me one. And then 2, can you make sure I have another one? Here's how often I'm going to use them roughly. And no problem. Put it on the shelf and you're using it. That's great. As long as you use it after you tell us you're going to use it.
I think another good point that I would like to bring up is that we don't put everything on the web. I mean, that's a lot of data that goes on the web. So if it's a certain vendor that has a product such as that you may not see it on the web, that does not mean that we can't get it. We just don't sell enough of it to put it up on the web.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it's a fault on us sometimes, but it's also customers need to realize that we can get the product. Just call. We'll get it to you.
Yeah.
So, and kudos to the website, because the website is actually doing phenomenal with orders, and we just keep breaking records, which is great.
We love it because when they do make a mistake, you can say, oh, who ordered it? Mr. Webb ordered it.
Mr. Webb.
Like,
Yeah.
Hey, you guys made a mistake on this order. No, it looks like Mr. Webb made the mistake.
Just for the record, Mr. Webb isn't a real person.
No.
I mean, he is a real person, I'm sure, somewhere. But on our side, Mr. Webb is the web. So if we tell you, no, it looks like Mr. Webb ordered it, that's who we're talking about, which happens way more frequently than you think.
Yeah, it's way more common. Like, hey, you guys sent me the wrong ink. Nope. Mr. Webb ordered the wrong ink.
But this is kind of how we talked about like returns, right? Where I tell people like, oh, we'll take it back and we'll figure it out on our end, right? If they'll give us a refund for it, and if they don't, right, we eat it. It's the same way, right? Like you'll call and be like, yeah, you guys sent me the wrong part. And we look at it and be like, oh, yeah, sorry, our bad. And we'll send you the new one, knowing we definitely did not send you the wrong part, right?
Yeah.
But you may have no clue. We already fixed it long before then, and be like, yeah, our bad. We must have just sent you the wrong one. The exact part number that's on your order is the wrong one, but we'll send you the right one. So
here's your cutting strip.
Here's what you're actually looking
and
for.
And cut it.
Here's your new ink, not the old one that you already ordered. Here's a different one.
I just had one, and it was a she. Told me, well, you guys sent me the wrong ink. Shouldn't you just know what ink goes into my machine? Like, do you have any idea how many machines we have out there? Just at this branch alone, how are we supposed to possibly remember what each person's machine is?
Well, if she was on the web, she could easily put it to a favorite and say,
We worked
I
on
need
it.
to order that.
We worked on it.
Okay, good.
So
I have a lot of inks favorited. I think I've set up way too many saved parts lists forever. I just have all the inks favorited now. They're
she
all
just
my
typed
favorite.
in inks and saw black ink and ordered black ink.
Oh,
So whichever one came first, and like, okay, no,
sure.
that's not how it works.
I'm sure it'll work fine.
She knows now.
I want to talk about gift cards.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's do it. I got
yes.
one.
Do
in
I
my
get one?
office.
When am I getting mine?
So
Hey, just why?
15 more years? 14 years, I'll get one?
You better get working.
Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
I think we made a big mistake here because apparently Mike got a gift card for working here for 20 years.
I should have got something more than
No.
$10.
No. Okay.
Okay. Here's your 15.
But I think
I think we
I
should've
should have got a gift card for putting up with you for 20 years.
You know what?
So
I
hold
agree.
on
tell you
to
what,
that.
yeah.
We're going to take
You
that
give
to
her
a
the
vote.
gift card, and
Yeah.
you give him the gift card, and we'll
call it even, right?
Can I make a caveat to that though? I've been putting up with him for 30 years and nobody gave me one single gift card.
I've actually
been
known
right.
him longer than that
Yeah,
and haven't
that's
received
true.
a gift card yet.
Well, you employed him.
You want to know when Judy
You
started
had a
liking me?
choice. I had no choice.
Very good point.
Listen, I didn't have a choice to have you either. I didn't choose you.
Wow.
Okay, good point.
But here we are.
Yeah.
Got to deal with it now.
Yep.
I'm so sorry, Tyler.
It's okay. I'll survive. I'll just talk to my therapist about this later.
Oh, it's going to be another 30 more extra session.
Can I bill Wensco for that session?
Hey, insurance covers it. I've
Oh,
been in
perfect.
therapy because of your dad for years.
Oh.
I have that trend on people, I think. They should probably be giving me gift cards. Shouldn't the therapist be giving me gift cards? Look how much business I'm sending them.
Referrals?
Yeah.
He's getting a referral bonus for traumatizing people.
I did my 1099 at the end of the years. $85,000 in referral bonuses for.
For just people he sent to therapy. Oh, man. Well, that's a good way to end.
It is.
So, Judy, thanks for coming on. We
Yeah,
appreciate
Judy.
it. And yeah, hopefully you guys, if you're running into these issues, you should check out Wensco.com because we're perfect.
I'm
We
looking
don't
for
ever make
ideas I could
mistakes.
get with my gift card. How much was it, Judy?
We
She don't
thought-
even know.
I thought
$20 is what you said.
Was it
I know how
500?
much it was.
Was it 500?
Yes.
500 bones.
Hey, send ideas of what I can buy that's
A gift for me.
worthless for $500.
What?
I gotta have something that's.
It's going to probably be
I gotta
a Yeti.
buy something I normally wouldn't buy for $500.
Well, then it's not a Yeti.
I'll
card.
give you my list of what I want.
You know,
Great.
You know how many puzzles you can get for $500? It's a lot of puzzles.
Certain brands only.
That's like a month and a half supply of puzzles.
One puzzle is a year supply for me.
Yeah, I bet. So, anyways, send your really terrible $500 gift ideas.
and we'll make it happen.
You know how many Wendy's coupon books you can buy for $500? Dude, you have so many. You
Lot
have
of
Frosties
Frosties.
for life.
Chili dogs.
You should get a fryer for corn dogs. That's what you should get with your $500. That'd be the most fitting. They hook up to your Blackstone now. You can just set them right on the side.
Yeah, but I kind of like my air fryer corn dogs. No, nothing beats a gas station
but then
corn dog though.
you still have to buy corn dogs though. If you get a fryer, then you don't have to buy corn dogs. You just buy hot dogs, then fry them.
Don't you have to put like breading and stuff on them?
Yes, obviously.
He'd need a recipe
lot of work.
for sure.
Never mind.
You
Just
lost.
stick
You
with it.
lost him at Fryer.
Yeah, you can buy like 12 of them for $5 at Meijer.
They can't be as good though. That's my argument.
Did we talk about the comment Judy liked on my Facebook about where's the best pizza in Sparta?
No.
So Sparta Communication, remember they said, where's the best pizza in Sparta?
I remember that. I don't remember the rest.
said-
Family Fair.
I said Family Fair, Jack's Pizza.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even see the comment. And I already knew what you were gonna say.
Yeah, Family Fair, Jack's Pizza, best pizza in Sparta.
It's probably close, sadly.
Oh boy.
Guys, before we leave today, I just wanted to ask you one quick question, and that is, what is a pirate's favorite application tape? R tape. R tape is the #1 application tape in the United States, and it comes with an RLA, which is a release liner adhesion, meaning it's going to stick to the liner. Even on cut graphics, if you roll it, it's not going to tunnel, wrinkle, or curl, or anything like that. So if you're looking for the best application tape for cut graphics out there, R tape RLA is for you, and you can get it at wensco.com. So, anyways, I'm glad we got
Tony
this
would have
bonus,
something to say about that.
bonus outro.
Our
Yeah,
pizza,
we should look it up in the app.
pizza guy.
Let's look it up in the app.
Oh, I'll probably have to go out to dinner. I'm going out to dinner with Tony probably Thursday night. So we'll have to go
You're
to
gonna
pizza.
have to get some pizza. Can you get California Pizza Kitchen?
Hey, Ray Sawinski on Facebook, he made what looked like an awesome pizza. Look
Can he
that up.
send- Can you send me some?
My favorite pizza place is what, Tyler?
California Pizza Kitchen.
Yeah, I love that California Pizza Kitchen.
Literally just said the name and then immediately forgot the name.
I love that place.
It's really good. It's pretty good.
All right, let's end it.
All right. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you listening.
Thanks for coming on, Judy.
Judy, thanks for coming on. Domingo, thanks for joining us. I know we were really interrupting your lunch, but we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, don't mess with Domingo's lunch.
No,
That's right.
Luckily, Rick went on lunch. Domingo immediately bolted out the door as soon as he realized.
Well,
he had
you
an
said
hour,
you
so.
could probably you should probably go.
I
eat.
said
Where'd you go
he
to
went
lunch?
So go to lunch, and he said, "Okay, I'm
that's
going."
a personal thing. I cannot divulge
Don't ask
that.
personal
He got
questions.
hot dogs.
I didn't get any
Without
coupons
us.
with it, so
Did you get hot
Wendy's.
dogs?
I don't get.
You got chili dogs?
At Wendy's.
Wendy's.
I think as soon as you said coupons, I knew what you were talking about.
But I did get a frosty.
It wasn't with a
Nice.
free coupon either.
I made my own sandwich today.
This is the longest outro of all time. Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.